Here's also what I've learned is that if you have something about yourself, have it. If someone says it to you, acknowledge it, but never throw it out there because you will skew how people view you from then on.
That's true. You gotta own it and you gotta keep your mouth shut about it.
Shut about it. Like even like the thing that I realized like years into public speaking was like never just even jokingly talk about how you're nervous at the beginning because then everyone will notice your tics. I accidentally destroyed my a high school buddy of mine because I didn't know that like it's normal for a guy to sometimes have hair on his feet.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm a very hairless person, and I made a reference. I was like, "Dude, you're like a fucking hobbit."
Oh yeah.
Just offhand, and apparently that shit stuck with him. And I talked to his like long-term girlfriend, and she was like, "Ever since you said that, he waxes his feet."
Really?
Made a guy wax his feet for
Right,
life.
and I was like, "Whoa,
dude!" I would probably.
I know. I think that was the moment. I think that was the moment I realized. That was the moment I realized the power words had.
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa." Just offhand?
You gave that guy a complex just by making a joke.
I'm like, oh yeah, sometimes.
He watches you on YouTube. He's like,
he's the man that ruined my life. I have to wax my feet now.
Like if you're just like, are those? Oh, those are weird looking glasses. Anyway.
Oh, wait, what?
Hello and welcome to another edition of Table Talk, where we talk about your questions, topics, things, and stuff that you recommend on Twitter and Facebook using the hashtag Table Talk or on reddit.com/r/SourceFed. My name is Philip DeFranco.
I'm Danny Rosenberg!
And I'm Steve Zaragoza! Yay!
How long has it been since you've been on?
Since like Valentine's Day, I think.
Were you
So
on?
like 2 months.
I was like,
2 months?
when is that?
So like
Yeah.
almost 2 months ago.
I gotta be honest, I've been dying to be on a Table Talk with you, Danny. Because I feel like we're good Table Talk partners.
I love doing anything with you.
This might be like a golden combo here.
Oh yeah.
A gold, really?
I think it might. I'm gonna just
golden
say.
shower.
Remember
We
when you were like, "Don't
we just-
admit things
yeah,
at the top."
We said like, don't set like goals and don't like anything.
This is gonna be the greatest YouTube video of all
so
time. Fuck, we fucked up. It's my fault. If this episode sucks, blame me. I'm sorry.
It's just straight up you. So first question, Parsons 1995 says, what's one thing you bought from TV that actually worked and you used?
Nothing.
Oh yeah.
Nothing in
I
the
bought
history
my mom the
of.
Showtime rotisserie.
Really?
What the
Set
fuck
it
is-
and forget it.
Did it work?
Yeah, it's been 8 years. She's still all the time. Thank you so much for buying me that Showtime
That's awesome.
rotisserie.
Wait, how long ago did you buy it?
Probably like 8 years ago.
And it still works?
Yeah.
All right.
That's kind
She
of
loves
amazing
it.
that anything works past its like warranty anymore. I'm just like,
But
really?
my mom's
I
also the
know.
kind of woman that if something breaks down, she's like with her tools.
Oh,
and
really?
Oh, she's like MacGyver and she
Yeah.
fixes that shit.
No,
She's
I'm-
super like fix her own shit.
I'm such a. I'm like, can someone fix it? It's blinking. I'm just gonna turn all the power off in the kitchen.
Dude, I mean,
You're
look,
like, it doesn't work anymore.
Can someone get me a new one?
I assembled an arcade machine. I don't even know
Oh,
how I
yeah.
did that.
That
And
was
I-
impressive.
Yeah, that I impressed myself with
That was
that. Like,
awesome.
don't
I
even
saw
know.
I saw on Reddit someone that was like, I built this. I was like, screw you. Steve
You ain't
built
got
that,
nothing
like,
on
6
me.
months ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it have Steve in front of it in the picture?
Yeah.
The TV stuff is hard, man, because like I don't think I've ever purchased anything from TV. My dad does. My dad does to the point that like for a while I questioned giving him money anymore, and I started giving it to my stepmom because I was like, I gave Dad money, and then the next time I visited the house, he had a 25 knife collection in the garage that he
I can
purchased.
cut a can.
Like it's just like, and he's like, the value's gonna
He's
go
got
up.
the
I was
magic
like,
bullet.
Yeah, yeah,
but no,
exactly.
but like at least that has
Laptop.
like a thing you could do, like knives in the garage.
Yeah.
That's not like it's not like it's raising in value. Like if you buy something from the Home Shopping Network, even Beanie Babies back in the day, like when they were like, we're gonna heck you up with 100 Beanie Babies
Oh my god.
for $399.
Yeah, for 14 easy installments of $32.99.
We got so duped.
But
fucking Beanie Baby.
I feel like some of the TV stuff is better now, but I feel like I think of that because I watched way too much Shark Tank.
Okay.
And there's a shark
I
on
love
there
Shark
called or named Lori, and she's like the QVC one, and she's like the one that can like get everything on, and like whenever I see something that's cheap, I'm like, go with Lori. I'm way too into that show.
I
It's
feel
bad.
like
I'm into
the
it.
as seen
You
on
watch it?
TV.
I watch it,
Shark Tank's
and
so
I've
good.
gotten to the point where like I'm like 75K. Like, you start to judge them. Even though I would never in my life have the kind of balls to do that. I'm just like, what's that bid?
But that's the best part of being a TV watcher. You're like a backseat, like, bidder.
You're driving Miss Daisy from your
exactly.
couch.
See, but
please.
I had like a different thing because I'm like in an interesting position now that sometimes if I really like something, I hope no one bids on it so that I can like try and find the guy. Like really, I'm not getting naked.
Oh, I was like, what are you doing?
Actually, the best thing I ever got from TV is a thing that was on Shark Tank. It's called the Mission Belt. As a guy that fluctuates in weight a lot, this was massive because you know, like when you change weight a lot,
belt, Phil.
eventually, you know how like it obviously doesn't have it. When you have the holes and you change weight, eventually it stretches open and you break the belt. This doesn't. It just like does that. And so no matter what size you are, and then it easily comes off.
And is it pretty like solid? Like it stays tight?
It's fantastic.
Cool.
And so I saw that, and I was like, and Cuban bought into the company, and I was like,
Cuban.
damn you, Mark Cuban! Because I was like, I will put so much money into this company.
I would love to see an episode of Shark Tank that ends with them being like rejected and walking off, and then you kind of come into the wings. And like, hey.
You're like Slugworth and Willy Wonka. I can give you money for that everlasting gobstopper. That guy was so creepy.
God.
You know he's touching the kids.
You know what? Oh, go for it. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say I think gone are the days like the generation that bought shit from As Seen on TV stuff. I feel like is wasting.
They're still there. They're still there.
Well, I feel like they're still there, but they're fading.
I think that as soon as
they're dying.
Yeah, they're a dying breed.
They're old people.
Maybe
and they're gonna be buried in an As Seen on TV coffin.
The fact that they can have a channel that literally just sells stuff all day, and like it's not like they're stopping. Like literally, it's just like they're people. Like you have a channel that's just advertisement, all day, and people buy stuff because I think you end up being home.
For the bloopers for like remember that guy climbing the ladder and he's like the indestructible ladder and then it falls and collapses. And
I just feel like we're a generation of buying stuff online. Like it's only going to be a matter of time. Like I'm going to throw a number out there. I'm going to say in 10 years. You're not going to be able to, or it's just not going to be as prevalent.
I don't know.
Prevalent?
Because there's always going to be that group of people who like, you know, you feel involved. You get to call that number. You're like, maybe I'm going to talk to that person. And I'm like,
we got Sally online too.
Also, as long as you say something's like limited and only for like a certain time, and people
freak out.
And if you call in the next 10 minutes, we'll knock. You know, whatever.
Well, I'm a big sucker for when you walk into a store and they have the As Seen on TV section.
They have the As Seen on TV store at the mall now.
That I'm a sucker for that store because there's
they could put literally anything in a box and it's been seen on TV. Steve.
And it's all garbage though. It's all shit that doesn't really work or whatever. And the one thing that I got that was an As Seen on TV product, but I didn't buy it because I saw it on TV. It just happened to be an As Seen on TV product. Was that stupid nail file thing for dogs? What? You know what I'm talking about? No. It's basically like this stupid device. It looks like a lightsaber. Not as cool though. And it has this. I know, right? And
did you buy this?
I did. I bought it from. But here's the thing: As Seen on TV stuff is like super cheap. So it was like $10 for this thing. And it's basically like a magic wand. I think it's called Pettipaws, like Petty Paws.
Yeah.
And it's got this like clear plastic thing so you're kept safe from the the granite spinning thing in there. And it's got this tiny hole for a dog nail.
I could never just stick my dog's finger in a hole with spinning granite.
But I know, but
it's so much trouble.
But it's protected. It's protected. And so the instructions are like, introduce your dog to the sounds it makes first so that it's not terrified of it when you turn it on and force its hand into the granite wheel.
Because it probably sounds like a garbage disposal. Right? I imagine.
It sounds like a dentist's drill, basically.
Oh my God.
And so I did it. So what I would do is I'd play with the dogs and I'd turn it on.
It's such a torturous device.
But look, dude, like trimming your dog's nails is the worst shit in the world. Do you have to do it? Do you ever do it? No. See,
it's done, but it's not by me.
It's getting to a point where I will only now take them to a groomer to do it.
Yeah.
I'm never doing it myself ever again.
Have you ever been tempted to stick your pinky finger in there?
Oh, I wonder what would happen.
No, why would you? No, why would you? That's like you don't give Steve ideas.
I think I'm gonna try it.
He's gonna do it.
Stick a pencil in there and see what the damage
and see if I can get it all the way down.
See what that damage is. And then
that's
see if
a
you
great
ever
idea.
want to stick your finger in there
Okay,
again.
so Muffy is great when it comes to trimming her nails. She'll just sit there. She doesn't give a shit about anything. She'll just sit there. Gertie will like destroy. Like her hair is all over me, and she's like, and she like will flail like crazy. And then when you stop, she's like.
just went through some stuff.
Yeah,
right?
and it's like she was in Nam, like a doggy Nam.
Like she freaks out for no other reason. She's just having like flashbacks.
Someone hurt her with nail clipping when she was a baby or something. But yeah, the pedopause thing, it just terrifies them. Like no matter how much I try to introduce
as a human,
them,
it terrifies me.
Well, but like the hole is just big enough for a little nail. There's no way that a dog's foot could get in there. But so I tried doing the thing where you play the sound around them. Like I'd play with the dogs and then I'd turn it on and go like, hey, look at this thing. And they'd smell it and they'd like whatever.
Yeah.
I got them to the point where they'd eventually ignore it. But then the second I get their paw up to it, it's just like World War III. Yeah. Do. Yeah, so I had to...
Okay, Troy Atencio at Brohovis Witness. Who is a celebrity you find attractive, but no one else seems to feel the same?
So for the no one else feels the same, that's rough, right? Because there's always like a weird small group that the one that I have shame for, right? I even posted like a blog on SourceFed.com this morning is like, Kim Kardashian's booty to me is amazing. I don't like her as a human being.
You're not alone on that.
No, I know, that's the thing.
But a lot of people find her like repulsive.
A lot of people find her.
A lot of people don't.
I think she's polarized, yeah, so she wouldn't fit into the everyone dislikes. I don't know.
I don't know either. I would say like
there's some older men that I like.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, who cares? I mean, what's wrong? Older men are like, they are attractive to women, right?
But do you mean like 75 or you mean like 45, 50?
No, I mean like 60s.
Like Robert Redford? You look at Robert
Redford. Robert Redford's eyes are barely open.
Lindsay's mom, if she was in the same room as Robert Redford, bad things would happen.
I think currently anyone's mom would. Like,
go for Robert Redford.
We'll go for Robert Redford. No matter what's on the line.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know Joe's would be Susan Sarandon, but he has no shame.
There's a lot of people that like Susan Sarandon.
Yeah.
You know, well, maybe it was a thing back in the day. Janine Garofalo was like a big
Yeah, she was
thing.
kind of like
there you go.
Yeah.
She's never been a sex symbol. That
Is she a lesbian though?
No. She and Ben Stiller dated for a little bit when they did the Ben
That doesn't
Stiller
mean
show.
anything. That was early in her career. She could have been hiding.
Maybe Ben Stiller ruined it for everyone.
It doesn't matter.
That's the way it works.
But I can stop masturbating to her image if she's a lesbian, right?
You can do whatever you want, baby.
Yeah, but then it's like unattainable. Well, maybe that makes it better.
I don't know. I've had a crush on Dan Aykroyd since I was like 2 years old.
Aww.
Really?
And I still always love him. I mean, he's a grown ass man, like grown, but I don't care.
We were
I
just
love
talking
him.
about that. I think me and Owen were talking about this, but they've never attempted to give Dan Aykroyd any sex appeal whatsoever. Like you think about Bill Murray in Ghostbusters. You ask any girl. At least Bill Murray in Ghostbusters. They were like, he was suave.
I thought Raymond Stantz was more attractive. I liked it when that cigarette was hanging out of his mouth while he's like waiting on the ghost.
But you've got a different thing going. You see the attractiveness in him.
Because he's like a robot. He's like a robot, and that works for me.
Yes.
Don't say a word.
Oh, in My Stepmother's an Alien with Kim Basinger, he has a big old long sex scene with her.
Well,
but
I think that's
he's not made to be sexy.
But that's like the only movie, and in fact, that's the one we mentioned where they attempt to give Dan Aykroyd any sex appeal whatsoever. He's with Kim Basinger.
I think that you roll like with what you got. Like Ben Stiller, he said originally in his like career, he wanted to be like an action star. Like he wanted to be like a fucking badass.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no, I'm just gonna make some jokes, and I'm gonna make a ton of money and make jokes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kim Kardashian's the closest, man, because I can't think of anyone else.
I would say
there was that
I've got
chick
a
last
thing.
year that you talked about on the PDS twice in 1 year. It was that chick who dressed up like a clown in New York. Do you remember?
Oh, that was weird.
Oh, I remember that.
That was also probably a man.
I remember you went around the office and you're like, do you even find this like a little hot? Or
I remember I was like,
weird.
Dude, you talked about her twice on the show this week.
Oh, yeah.
This random woman wandering the streets of New York.
Someone else found her. Because I was
like, somehow this does it for me.
Well, come on.
Look at the face paint.
I'm just saying, for someone to notice you on the streets of New York is something has to stand out.
That's true. I
Weird.
tried hard to be noticed on the streets of New York.
But it also made me feel weird because, like, for like a day, I was like, "Am I into like weird
Well, she looked
clown like torture porn?" I don't know.
You just want to wipe the makeup on your face. She looked like Harley Quinn a little bit, so maybe that's.
I think that's why. I got a weird thing.
I think I have one, and I don't even know if it's that big of a deal. But my forever love that nobody else really responds to is Ali Sheedy from The Breakfast Club.
Oh, she's beautiful in that movie.
She's just so she's the weirdest. Like nobody wants to even touch. And then it's so stupid because she has to have that makeover for Emilio Estevez to fall in love with her.
That shit.
That's such bullshit. Yeah, it's like, oh, give her a fucking hairband and put makeup on her neck now she's pretty. No, she was always pretty, and in fact, they made it worse when they made her over.
They made her look weird.
Yeah, she just looked like Molly Ringwald at that point.
All right. I'm not one for makeover things.
Yeah,
I get on my soapbox about it.
Let's change you up.
Do you hate every romantic movie in the 90s?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what just happened?
I hate the whole concept of the makeover.
See, but here's the thing. I'm going to say this, and you're going to know what movie it is. What's the movie that has a girl rolling a tire down the hallway in school?
Rolling a tire down the hallway in school.
Rolling a tire?
She, like, throws it down. Never mind. Fuck you,
What movie is it? Not another
knows.
Gene
It's a
movie?
romantic comedy?
Yeah, it has Heath Ledger.
Oh! 10 Things I Hate About You.
Maybe.
You didn't even know the answer.
I didn't know the answer.
That might be it. Sure.
I like just asking questions to things I don't know. What was that one where they they played paintball but they threw paint at each other? Oh, it's still probably that one with Heath Ledger.
That's the same one.
Turtles, Ninja Turtles 2.
Every one of those movies was like the same thing. It was like a girl who was ugly that had to be fixed, or there was like a guy who was like on the edge.
I really
and,
hate it.
And like something had to change.
And it's like the girl with the glasses, like she'd have to take the glasses off to be pretty. It's like, leave them on!
My favorite part of romantic comedies is always the B storyline couple. Because A, they have their shit together more. B, it's easy. They meet each other usually really quickly at some point because they're both friends with the leads. And they're like, I like you. And they're like, I like you too. And then they hook it up.
It's pretty easy.
That's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be easy.
I feel like it's just so it's enjoyable because like the couples that have their shit together, they're like, that reminds us of those crazy people we know. And then the other people are like, see, this is how love's supposed to be.
The B storyline they're so much funnier. There's so much funnier.
What movie
they're normal
is
real
it
people.
that has Ducky in it? And what John
Pretty in
Hughes
Pink.
movie? Is it Pretty in Pink? That movie pisses me off, man.
She ruined that dress.
It doesn't matter. Who cares about the fucking dress? I'm talking about Ducky, man. Ducky loved her,
Listen,
and he was a good man for her.
When they wrote that movie originally, it was going to be Robert Downey Jr. as Ducky, and she was going to end up with him.
No, it was going to be Anthony Michael Hall as
No, it was
Ducky.
going to be Robert Downey Jr. And then, when they changed it to John Cryer, he had no chemistry with her whatsoever. So they were like, let's have her
But you watch it now, and you're like, this works. Like,
he was like a brother figure to her.
But he was so good, and he was just like, he was funny, and like, she needed the
From
emotional...
a female perspective, that he was too thirsty.
Wow, so you don't think
I want
Ducky...
a shirt that he was so thirsty.
So you don't think Ducky should have ended
thirsty?
up?
Is that what
Just like a shadow portrait of Ducky, and then it's like thirsty.
So you don't think Ducky should have ended up with her?
No. But she shouldn't have ended up with stupid Andrew McCarthy.
No! I think if he was going to end up with either of them, it should have been Ducky.
Yeah, but she could have been by herself, too. That's always an option, ladies.
All right. I'm Batman 1.
I was
Says,
like,
I'm Batman, real quick. And Chris Woodhead says, what is the dumbest / most dangerous thing you did as a kid? Something when you look back now and go, what was I thinking? Oh, man, I don't have any of these because I was such a sheltered,
do you want to go for a different one?
careful kid. No, I mean, I can tell you
I already
one.
know my story.
I used to light
times.
a lot of stuff on fire when I was a kid. I lived in a trailer park. We would light stuff on fire in the field all the time.
Yeah, that's dangerous,
You know?
man. You arson.
We were bored. We were like, we'd go find porn and then light it on fire.
Wait a minute. Were you like...
I hung out with a bunch of boys.
Were you like a group
we'd
of-
like look at boobs and then like light it on fire.
I was gonna say, this is like a group of like fundamentalist Christians. We'd find porn and then burn it.
No, we'd look at it first and then we'd burn it.
Yeah,
We'd be like, okay, we're done. Nobody can find out we looked at it.
The first, dirty magazine I ever saw was I had a friend who would always have epileptic seizures, and I went to his house, and he had a weirdly large amount of penthouse. So like it wasn't like just boobs; it was just like people like getting railed.
Yeah, it was like
And
the
I was like,
Penthouse
graphic stuff,
was
right?
pretty like gnarly. It was
Yeah.
good.
Well, and that's the thing. Like
was
when you're
solid.
a kid and Penthouse is the first like exposure you have to porn and
I feel
nudity.
like Penthouse had better photography than Playboy.
I don't know about that,
don't
but
know.
Penthouse is the one that had like the super graphic close-ups and shit,
Yeah,
right?
a lot of
Like,
bush.
I was terrified of that as a kid. I was like, what is this alien crap I'm looking at?
Imagine growing up now where like the most extreme porn is always
yeah.
available.
That's true, but
You can literally go to Tumblr and type naked, and there you go.
But the most readily available, the most easily available stuff is the most accessible stuff. Like, I feel like you don't get to the weirder, disgusting, horrible .com stuff until you really dig deep.
Say
Have you ever seen?
Oh, that I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, don't
I'll
look
look it
at
up
it.
later.
In fact, you might want to even bleep me out. That's awful. But no, like as a kid,
You're gonna freak some kids out.
I know. Now they're gonna. I'm sorry, but no, it's like as a kid, that was my exposure to nudity. And I was like, this is disgusting. This
Don't
is
worry about
awful.
the
Also-
kids. Don't worry about the kids. Because here's what's up: is their one friend who's all about it is gonna send him links to and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
I think going to Tumblr for any sense of reality is crazy. If you went to Tumblr, you think that all women like Frozen, huge fans of Frozen, and being choked while they have sex.
No, what I'm saying is,
Like,
as a
that's
kid nowadays,
Tumblr.
you have fast internet and you have easy access to nudity. Internet, I was like 14 when we got internet, and it was the buffer zone. You did not have quick access to nudity.
Well, see, I had stuff like the Spice Channel, which was a thing that was like, does anybody remember the Spice Channel? It was the first. It
Yes.
was like
I
the
remember the
dirty
Spice
channel.
Channel.
And I remember as a kid, the only way to see it was to watch it scrambled.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, you'd see like a boob, like a green
there were certain
tinted boob.
certain channels too that like if at like 5 in the morning it would randomly like almost
Yeah, it would
de-scramble.
almost
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
But
It was like a puzzle.
I remember that you'd be like, jackpot!
The first time I ever saw like porn on my TV was the Playboy channel, and I found out that for some reason you could only rent the Playboy channel for 3 hours at a time, which seems like crazy.
Well, it's just their crazy business
right.
model.
So
They're gonna keep paying.
I was home alone all day. I planned it out. I bought it, and then
Everything's going
and
to
then-
plan.
Did you think you were gonna get away with it, or did
So
you?
I got away with it, which is amazing.
How did it not
so
show
I
up
put
on
it.
a bill or
I put it did.
His dad's not gonna scan that
Dude,
bill.
oh no, yeah, wait. Okay. It's a whole thing. So anyway, I VHS it, and
you
because
record it?
because I feel like I need also because this might be the only chance I have, right? So watch it eventually, and I'm like looking for the mail every day. Eventually, the bill comes in, and I'm like, oh shit, okay. And so I'm on the internet, still slow ass 56K. I find out how you can open up an envelope without tearing it. So we're using Steam. Open it.
It's like Catch Me If
I
You
get
Can,
it.
but
Yeah.
for a porn bill.
Yes, for a porn bill. I see it there, boom, and I'm like, oh shit. And so I white it out, then I copy it. I have a fucking typewriter.
Look at you!
Oh my god!
I got a fucking
You're
typewriter.
like Hardy Boys.
Then,
this shit.
but then I realized, oh shit, typewriter, the font doesn't work. So then I go into like word processor, and I like literally like it's like 20 tries
How
of trying
old
to
were you?
match the font. I don't know.
And then you matched it up with the bill? Or
Very,
you made
very
a new
close.
bill?
Yeah, very, very close. And like, and so I made it like several small things so that I would get yelled at for like buying Titanic and like stuff like that.
Wow.
And then I resealed it. Got away with it. I was like, this is
But
like.
were you
Oh
ever
my
approached about
God.
buying Titanic or whatever it was?
No, she was like, don't buy, like pay-per-views without asking me. And I was like, I'm
not
sorry.
That smart.
Wow,
I got
you
caught-
are like a
I got
hero.
caught stealing
Does-
food once. My mom says, "Did you eat it?" I said, "No." She goes, "Yeah, you did." I said, "Yeah." I did not have
Dude,
that
this is like a heroic story.
Well,
You're
because
like-
if you do a big crime, you got to take a small hit.
gotta
That's how you keep it in the realm of reality. Otherwise, you're gonna start asking questions, making phone calls.
all right, well,
Like, that
that's
kid really
amazing.
likes Titanic.
So anyway, I think that's the main point. That's how back in the day you would get porn. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Yeah, nowadays I can't even get off unless it's scrambled still.
It has to be scrambled.
I download an app that scrambles the porn.
I like my porn like I like
Here
my
we go.
eggs.
Dude, we have to make that.
Yeah,
With
an
so
app
many
that scrambles the porn.
with so many people that are nostalgic, it's just a filter. That's amazing.
Yeah, you just yeah, exactly. It's almost like turning on subtitles.
So actually, this is a weird question for Tech Talk. How were you first introduced to pornography?
That's a great idea.
I'd love to, because we're gonna have the new kids, we're gonna have the old schoolers. I'd love to
Yeah.
know if you have never seen porn. Good. It's not what real sex is like.
No.
If you want to ask.
.com.
It is super entertaining for different reasons. Of course, if you want to ask us more questions, you got the hashtag. If you want to go to the reddit.com/r/SourceFed, you can. It's a free country. My name's Philip DeFranco.
I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Danny Rosenberg.
Yay!
.com.